There's so much cat hair on here. Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to my second vlog ever. Today, one of the things I knew I wanted to talk about right away was the difference between the Moxi Lolly boot and the Moxi Jack boot. I got this boot a few months ago and I've been wanting to film this since then, but you know, today's the day. Here we go. We're finally going to talk about it. I've been skating on the Lolly boot for the past, I don't know, 5 years or so, and I love it. I love that boot. I can't say enough good things about it. So I was kind of in the state of like, how can it possibly get better? But it turns out it does. I'm just going to talk about the boots today and not any of the hardware under the skate like the plates or wheels or trucks, because all that can change. It's all really customizable. But I just want to talk about the boots themselves today. So we'll start talking about the Lolly. This is the first skate that Moxi came out with and is wildly popular for a very good reason. This is an amazing boot. It's made of a nice suede and it has a beautiful lining. One of the amazing things about the Lolly boot is its durability. This one I've had for a really long time, so mine are really grungy. But that's kind of the beauty of the Moxi skates, is they start out beautiful and pastel, but Moxi skaters, they go so hard that they end up looking super gritty, but it's kind of like a pretty gritty. You can actually clean these really well. My friend Gwen Goolie has an awesome tutorial about how to clean the suede on your Moxi skates. I'll link that below. Go watch it. You can, if I followed her instructions, these things could be like nearly bright fuchsia again. So I'm really due for a cleaning. These skates hold up insanely well. I have been through hell with these skates. Like seriously, I cannot tell you the amount of hours I have spent on these 14-hour days multiple times. They've gone all across the world. And I can't stop skating on this skate. So the main differences in the Lolly and Jack boot is the Lolly has much more flex in the ankle. So pretty soft and flexy. This is definitely more support than a low ankle skate. Still highly recommend it if you're looking for more ankle support, but the Jack really brings that support up to a whole nother level. All right, this is the Jack boot. So the first thing that you'll notice is that this boot is much tougher. It's a much more stiff boot. So throughout the whole body of the skate is extra stiffeners sewn inside and extra cushioning inside for your foot. So it feels harder. There is a lot less flex in this ankle. Like I'm trying to show you compared to that Lolly what that looks like. But what it feels like is that your ankle is much more well supported. It's really going to mold to your feet and really help you with that transfer of power. You're just going to be able to slalom side to side so easily in this skate. It's just going to feel more responsive. It's going to listen to you a lot better because it's going to be it's just going to feel part of you. I feel like the skate is my foot, which is amazing. There is more of a break-in period with these skates. That means that you just have to skate around on them for, I think it's recommended 8 hours or so, just regular skating. So it really molds to your foot. All this cushioning inside here is it's gonna feel like a dream. It like seriously molds to the perfect shape of your foot and it feels totally custom and fabulous. When you first put them on, you may notice that I got the same size in both the Lolly and the Jack, and this one does feel a little bit tighter when you first put it on, but that's just because of all that cushioning. And it doesn't really affect like the footbed size at all. It just feels like it's hugging your foot a lot more. So like maybe right away, like I didn't wear my big thick socks with it right away, but as it broke in, I was able to wear the same socks that I wear with my Lolly with these. One of my favorite features that was upgraded was the rivets, because although I don't really have a lot to complain about on the Moxi Lolly, that was one of the things I think we suggested right away to Estro, was that these rivets on the Lolly, after years of abuse and crazy antics at the skate park, these little metal rivets can kind of bend and get flattened down. It's not a big deal because it's pretty easy to fix with a butter knife. You just kind of like pry them open a little bit. But it's just an annoying thing that like we didn't really love dealing with. That said, if you're using these just for like casual skating outside or in the roller rink, you're not gonna have that problem at all. That really only happens when you're like slamming your foot against concrete repeatedly and doing other crazy tricks. So on the Jack boot, these are made of, I don't know what it is, but it's like an industrial steel or something. You cannot bend these things. Also the rivets along the side are unpainted, so that just means they're not gonna like flake off. It just kind of keeps it looking new and fresh. The thing I noticed first when I opened these out of the box was the amazing plush tongue. This thing is seriously a dream. The first thing I said was like, oh my god, this is the Cadillac of roller skates, and it truly is. It really feels like it. This tongue is so thick. It's like that thick of padding, which means you're never going to get lace bite in these skates. Lace bite is when your laces across your ankle, it'll really start to hurt from like hours of skating. Not with this skate. It is seriously a dream. I opened this out of the box and immediately just like put my face on it because I just like wanted to sleep. I wanted to sleep in here. I want to live in here. Can I live in a roller skate? Let me just give you a better view of that lining. It's so adorable. Super cute. It's kind of tropical and kind of retro looking, which is like so Moxi. They both have the same lining. And you get the look of it on the back too, at the back of the heel. You get a little, I love that lining peak. Another cool feature with the tongue, this is a lace stabilizer. So when you are lacing up your skates, you just make sure you go around this little stabilizer. And what that does is it keeps your tongue from slipping and sliding side to side. Another cool feature is the back here. There's this leather Moxi M, which that's one thing to note. Because of how thick this is and the stiffeners, they couldn't do the typical Moxi cutout M that you'll see on the Lolly boots. This little Moxi M, it's not cut out of the Jack boots, but instead there's an awesome M on the heel, so you get that little bit of branding there. And it has an awesome lace loop. Oh, it is so crucial and key on the skate. Because the skate has so much padding and a snugger fit, being able to like really pull it on via this loop is awesome. The heel and bottom of the skate is the exact same one that is on the Moxi Lolly. So they have the same heel. And Esther said she tested this out with all different levels of heel, because that's the thing that a lot of skaters are hesitant about when they switch to a Moxi, is that maybe they come from derby and they're used to skating on a flatter skate. She tested every height, like down to flat, and each level of like layers of heel, and this one was just proved to be the best. It seriously doesn't like feel like you're on high heels. It doesn't make you feel any more unbalanced. So I was actually hesitant to switch to a skate with a heel at first. But it turns out I absolutely love it. I'm a huge advocate for skating with this heel in the skate parks, and definitely for dance skating. It just helps you balance. It really puts your weight a little bit farther on your toes and lets you kind of like lean into those heels. And so like especially for a landing, it helps you balance between your heels and toes and makes it less likely that you fall backwards. People wonder why the bottom of these skates are made out of plastic as opposed to leather or something like a derby or speed skate. But the truth is that Moxi skates were made for the outdoors. They were made to endure other environmental conditions as opposed to just like a track. And leather does not like water, so this plastic actually helps help the skates last longer and prevents it from any sort of warping that could possibly happen. Another thing to note about the Jack is that it has a super tough toe box. It is so hard. This really protects your toe, and sometimes when you're landing or falling on a ramp, you can slam your toe and it can hurt really bad. It's hard to show, but this toe is definitely more flexible. With this skate, your toe is completely protected. Super tough. Both skates have the little metal M on the heels. Both the new style Lollies do have white stitching along here, much like the Jack boot. So that's just a difference of time. If you get them now, they'll have that white stitching too. I'm not talking about any of the hardware. This is just the boot only prices, but the Moxi Jack boot is $279 for the boot only, and the Moxi Lolly is $165. So that is quite a bit of a price difference. It's about a $100 difference between these two skates, but you do get a lot of upgrades when you switch to this skate. If you're just starting out, maybe you don't need something this intense. maybe save it for your next pair of skates and upgrade to this later as like a present to yourself. If you are just the type of person who wants to have the top of the line gear, this is probably your skate. Lolly is the standard. It is so great for your dance skating, your trail skating, your ramp skating when you're a beginner. I still use the Lolly to do all the stuff I do without any issue, and they still feel comfortable and amazing. It's just like the Jack is that like extra level of awesomeness. I can't wait to set up a Jack boot for the park, because right now mine are actually set up, I've been wearing these to the roller rink for dancing, so that's why it has like a jam plug here, and I don't have a grind block on them yet. I'm still working on that. TBD for the ramp setup for Jack boot. Oh, I can't wait. So fun fact about these skates, the Moxi Lolly was actually named after Estrogen's sister, and the Jack boot was named after her brother Jack. So Estro's family in skate form right here. If you're a skater who's on the Jack boot, please comment below. I'm eager to hear other people's feedback of this boot and what you guys think. And if you can think of anything else, like for your next dream skate, like what would it be? Like how can we make these even better? I don't know, but I'd be curious to hear what the world thinks. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna put out a new video every Wednesday, so stay tuned for next week. Let me know what you guys wanna see. This channel is like totally new, and vlogging is totally new to me, so I definitely am relying on your feedback to know what to do with this. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.